Even with a 1.5% pullback today, the industrial sector is hovering right around its all-time highs, having surged over 17% this year. And as investors grapple with volatility in tech, our next guest sees big opportunities for so-called old economy companies that are operating in the private market. Luke Sarsfield, he's the CEO and chairman of Ridgepost Capital. Luke, great to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me. Great to be with you.
All right, let's talk about this. These old economy companies, you're looking at logistics, industrial services, things like that. So I want to ask you, where is the opportunity? For first and foremost, these are very fragmented businesses, generally pretty low barrier to entry with the exception of the rail business, and very human-centric. So how do you scale up? Is there an AI play here?
Well, look, that is exactly the opportunity in some ways. And you say it's back. We don't really think it ever left. This has always been where new enterprises are created. Small and medium-sized enterprises are the kind of growth engine of the economy. You're right. It's across areas like manufacturing, infrastructure, logistics. A lot of new founders building new great franchises, and we're helping them through providing capital. And ultimately, these grow up to be very large companies that drive a lot of economic growth.
All right. So is the play here that you acquire these companies and you just put new management in? Do you infuse AI? You didn't answer that the first time. What's basically the upside to this? Because generally these are businesses that work in regions. They're kind of difficult to scale on a national level. You, former Goldman Sachs, co-head of asset management, it seems like you're looking for some big plays out here, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately, we want to help these companies grow and scale. And so through the many, financial sponsors that we work with, they bring them into the portfolios. They're generally founder-run companies at the start. And we have so many ways we can work with them to help them add value across their portfolio. We can obviously provide advice and services to how they scale their business. We can help them with capital in terms of scaling their business. You made the point about technology. We think there's massive opportunities to really leverage technology, to leverage AI, to help scale these businesses. We can professionalize their operating infrastructure, and we work with them on that. And when you put that all together, we turn them into really, really effective growth engines, and then you can obviously merge them together and create that global scale, that global infrastructure, and that's what we're working with them on.
So, Luke, when you look at, you just touched on it, when you look at AI and you look at and technology as a whole to blanket over these quote unquote old world companies, that's got to be the low hanging fruit, right? We're all talking about the rotation out of the new shiny things to the old things that are bettering themselves. Caterpillar is considered an AI company now. So what's the profile of the company that has the easiest adoption of the technology that really ramps efficiencies?
Yeah, well, generally, to your point, these are founder-led companies at the start. And oftentimes they've put little to no emphasis on technology. We can help them integrate technology into their business processes. We can help them use technology around customer acquisition and customer insight. That's a really important part of it. We can help them use technology to drive efficiencies in their supply chain and in many other places. And I would say those are really some of the low-hanging fruit that we can help the founder, leader, entrepreneurs that have founded these enterprises scale those businesses to the next level. It's really leveraging technology across almost the complexity and totality of the value chain.
Luke, great to have you here. Thank you very much.